Hello, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude at BeyondMystic, and welcome to this very special, deep woo-woo episode of Tarot Readings by Janine. You can find my two lovely co-hosts this evening, one of them at Sending Ravens here on YouTube, and the other at Tarot by Janine. And you can find, that's Janine, of course, and you can find Julie at Maison Jupiter here on YouTube, and also on the web at maisonjupiter.com. How are you guys doing?
Very well. Good.
Janine, you look chipper tonight. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I had a really great kind of relaxing day. I did a fun video with Michael Jaco, and it was all about, and Tom Numbers, and it was all about past lives and stuff. It was really fun. We had a lot of fun.
Cool. Is that's not on your Sending Ravens? It's on Michael Jaco's Intuition YouTube channel?
That's on his brand new one. So he's got his 8th channel he's made, finally, another one. And and it will also be on Tom Numbers, Tom Numbers, the Site Club.
See if we can find that one on YouTube. Okay, yes, there you go. I'm going to bring that up for the audience. Yeah, so there's your interview, guys. So go check it out, guys, and subscribe to Tom there. Julie, how was your weekend? How's it going?
Good. Very well rested. I had finally a good night's sleep, because we have this Sun and Neptune conjunction right now. So I think lots of people are feeling more tired, but it's also like a very rejuvenating energy. So healing energy. So if you're feeling tired, just go to sleep earlier, and it's going to be
I tried to go to sleep earlier, but you remember last year I started these repairs and renovations on my house, and I kept waiting and waiting because of COVID. Everything was delayed. Well, I finally got my windows, or at least they came today for the first time, and they were here at the crack of dawn, of course, and I was trying to sleep. So anyways, thank you everyone for joining us here tonight on this live interactive show. And a quick update, this show has not yet occurred and will probably not occur. So Julie, Jason and Cliff myself were trying to produce this show on Friday. Didn't work out because of bandwidth issues, storm issues. Same thing on Saturday. So I'm not sure at this point if the episode will be temporally correct or not. It might be postponed indefinitely. It might be canceled. I just don't know. So please don't email me for now to let me know that it's not on Rumble. I know it's not there. We haven't recorded it yet. It's just the way things happen sometimes with live streams. We do our best, but there you go. Okay, so thank you again, everyone, for joining me. Let's start here tonight, Janine. We are having weird times in the last couple of days. We're meeting friends. The restaurants are reopening. People are seeing all the news coming out. The bill to fire Fauci. All of these things are coming out, and suddenly there's people who were not too nice to people like the people here in the audience in the last 2 years, and suddenly they want our attention. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about that a little bit, because for a lot of us here, we're kind of like figuring how we're going to navigate all of this, and it's just the beginning. It's about to get a lot worse as more of this news starts popping out into the mainstream news. Janine, let's set that up a little bit and see how we can ask the cards for some guidance.
Yeah, like I've been, another thing to add to that is we're also, and this is going to just happen more and more as Cliff's been talking about, lots of people have been talking about, everybody's around us, and it just started happening en masse in my sort of group, kind of family group, illness. So we got parents in and out of the hospital, like just really odd things too. Nothing sort of typical normal, just weird stuff happening, and just weird crashes in health, and also healthy people. I have a niece who really good friends of hers had 2 recently really healthy athletic people in the family literally just go bye-bye. And completely, everyone, it's a big mystery to everybody except people that are awake. It's not to us, because they had just got, one of them had just got number 2 and the other one had got the 3rd. So you know what I mean? And a booster to boot.
Right.
So yeah, not a mystery to us watching. So this is going to happen, and this is going to accelerate. And I know there's booby trap batches of that stuff. So it's not everybody, but it's going to be a lot. And it's going to be like all of these members of your family ill at the same time, like with stuff like who's left picking up the pieces. We might be the ones they're looking to. Okay. I think we need to look into that maybe. With the cards. Like, what do we do with that? Because some of these or a lot of these people could be the ones that didn't invite us to any functions and said we were crazy for the last 2 years. This is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty.
I was kind of rude to somebody this last weekend, and it just caught me by surprise. And the person said, "Hey, how are you, JC? This is one of those persons you're describing here." And I said, "Oh, it's going better than the last time you told me to F off." It just kind of rolled off the tongue. And I was like, "Oh, shoot." And then I thought about it. I'm like, "Oh, yeah." But you could tell he was kind of like, he was trying, So I'm like, maybe I should have an open heart. But on that spot, it kind of made me feel weird because the last time was really, really weird. And everybody's invited to the party, and you only figure out 2 days later that you weren't inviting. It kind of hurts. We're all human, and we've all gone through this year. So, well, you talked about the batches; they're not all the same, and we have to say also for the audience members in code words here that it's not just the batches; it's also your lifestyle. What we're hearing now from a lot of reports, if you have a very, very active lifestyle, the damages apparently get accelerated through, running your system to the red line. Whereas if you're more sedentary, you might have more time to remediate some of these things. And on that note, we're not talking about cures, but do your research. There are things you can do to help at least alleviate some of the known problems that are out there. So if you're in that category, or if you know friends and family that are, please share that information with them. How do you want to ask the first question to the cards, Janine, here? Like there's a lot of angles we can take here on this conversation.
Let's ask the universe for advice on how to approach these coming times when we're going to all be facing this. Everybody's going to have some members of their family who went along with the agendas and bent over backwards for the government and big pharma, and now they're all discovering all at the same time that what's going to hit the fan here in March. I'm sure of it. In March, April, things are hitting the fan. Everything's coming out about this and what was really in it, and what a big if people will start putting it together, even if they've been ignoring the truth, they won't be able to. So we need to ask the universe, how do we approach this, because it's going to become everybody's problem.
Yeah, that's a good point. Marcia Simpson is saying, LOL, JC, we need to bite our tongues and show compassion. I agree with the show compassion, but we are humans. And those people didn't bite their tongues in the last 2 years. And sometimes it stung, to put it mildly. So, all right, let's get our first card pull here, Janine.
Okay, so it's first of all agreeing that this is upon us, because this is in the past. So yes, there's been a lot. And also this could be an angry card. So it's passion. So there's been a lot of passion on both sides of this, right? Because I know in my family dynamic, I'm literally angry at some people, disappointed. I've gone through all the emotional spectrum of it, right? So that could be anger and passion. So coming from that, and now, like, we've felt either sent away or had to walk away and leave them on their path of, no, I'm not listening to you, even though we're watching them do things that could hurt them. And now that stuff's all catching up to them. And they didn't listen to the wise ones in the family and the wise, advice we were trying to give them and everything. So now they're going to be very feisty about it at first, like touchy about it, because when everything starts coming out, some people aren't going to want to say, I'm sorry, I didn't listen to you. Some people want to fight. and Cliff brings this up. Like, they're going to want to fight, and they're going to want to find somebody to have a fight with. Right. So it's not all just them, coming and saying, okay, I'm sorry. In fact, they'll likely not admit they had a fault here. Okay. And that's what I see. People not admitting they have. So karmically, to really learn a lesson, you actually have to, eat crow, basically. This is a karmic human lesson that's going on, and we can't take away their lesson. This is going to hurt a lot of people. They're going to lose people. We're going to have to really hold strong to our spiritual beliefs that souls don't die. We live on forever. they'll be like we can reunite energetically in another lifetime. Like you're going to have to really look big picture here, because you're going to be losing a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And also really stay close with like-minded and people who are accepting of you. So if they come back in the realm and they're accepting, great. But they're going to have to do their work, because all of this is human work. They can't just still be in denial, but get your help. They have to actually come around to fessing up that, okay, there was some truth to what you were saying. Tell me more about what you know. Okay, I'm not saying grovel. The universe wouldn't say grovel.
Mm-hmm.
But I am saying they're going to need to fess up to and understand the truth of what you were bringing, because at least admit that you had integrity. You know what I mean? Like, because I know I meant well to all my family, and I'm literally the bad guy right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how am I the bad guy when I was trying to help you guys save your lives? How does that make me the bad guy? Right. But when all of that comes clear, they're not going to take too kindly to it. In fact, they're going to want to argue and fight. Okay. So we're going to have to step back and stay with people that are supportive. And until they come around in a supportive way and actually want to open up, right? Take a little responsibility, right? Even a little bit of responsibility, really important. We can't just let them off scot-free. And I'm not saying don't be compassionate, but this card says, because there's a kindness to this card. Okay, but it's about a 60-40, and then this card, but we can't let them stay in delusion. Okay, so we can say, I'm willing to help and talk to you about this, but you're gonna have to watch this, and this video. Follow the cabal. That would be the first one. You're gonna have to open your eyes to this, right? So that we have to educate them, because they can't really come to where we are without learning the lesson. They got to learn this.
Yeah,
so it's about compassion on one hand, but not just give it all up right away and don't let them. They have to do their work.
People are agreeing in the chat, and when you said 60-40, I would dare say maybe 60% reality and 40% compassion, because here's the problem: if they don't take responsibility, and it's not about being right and all that, no, we're way past that. It's about the fact that we're still at war. And there's still danger. And these people need to wake up, and they need to protect the kids and everybody else around them too. And if you sugarcoat it, they're not going to protect themselves. They're going to think everything's okay still. They're still looking at me. Well, on the news, they say the numbers are down. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like, what I got was somebody, I won't say their name or anything, but they said to me, oh, well, they're not responsible for what's been going on. What's been going on in the world isn't their fault. And I said, no, it's not your fault, but what you are complying to it when I'm telling you it's not real and there's a different story going on. Okay, so that part you have to take responsibility for. You are not listening to a quality member in the family who brings a lot of good advice for 60 years to the family. Okay, so all of a sudden nobody's even going to talk to me, and I have nothing important to say. So I'm saying something, you're not listening to a word. And also there's a whole bunch of evidence, and you won't even look at one scrap of it.
Yeah.
You're going to believe the government, then big pharma and mainstream media over family members, and you're tossing them.
And all your interventions, and I'll get Julian also here, were made out of love. I know mine were made out of love with my family too. I was trying to share the fact that I was spending 18 hours a day researching this, not watching mainstream news, and at least giving them the counterbalance of the argument. And I was met with ridicule, whatever, like everybody else, right? Yeah. And you know what's funny? You said earlier they're going to fight you. To some extent too, they might be angry at you because you didn't warn them enough. Like I'm getting this with crypto now, right? People are we're at 40,000 Bitcoin, for example. And people are like, oh, JC, you told me about Bitcoin. You should have told me more. I'm like, I did. I told you about it when it was 300. I told you about it when it was 3,000. I told you about it. You know what I mean? Like, how many more times do I have to tell you for you to realize where we're going? You need to be responsible for yourself, but they still want to blame it on me that I didn't tell them so many times. Oh my God. Julie, share your experience here with the audience over here too, without going into too much negativity, of course. We're just trying to maybe let off some steam, but also have this conversation so the audience knows that they're not alone in all of this, and we're all trying to struggle here on how we're going to deal with this moving forward. But it is crucial that we take a handle on this for sure. Julie.
Yeah, and every time someone around me complied with the narrative, I was reminding myself it's a soul choice. So their soul are incarnated here in order to grow. So if they're making this choice, which on my end I think is a bad choice, obviously, but I also acknowledge the fact that they need to go over that type of experience in order to grow from it, learn from it, take responsibility. So I think it's the path that their soul chose. So it's not mine for sure, but it's hard because you have to be the observer, and they could go along without this pain, without suffering, and you want the best for them, but also it's their soul chose otherwise. So.
And being the observer still, to me, like, this is where I struggle, and maybe Janine and you can chime in on this. Being an observer to say, okay, their soul, they have to go through this pain, they have to learn. The problem is that while they're doing that, they're not actively fighting this war, and they're actually ils rament dans direction contraire. How do you say that in English? They're rowing in the wrong direction. For all of humanity, we're all in this ship together.
Yeah.
What do you guys say to that?
Yeah. Well, that's why starseeds are here, That's why we're here. So that's why we're trying to counterbalance and bring some more light and some more truth out there, And also it's Pisces season, and this Pisces season is a lot more emphasized because we've got Jupiter, Neptune, Mercury, and also the sun in the sign of Pisces. So it's like a triple charged Pisces season, with both rulers in its signs, so Jupiter and Neptune. So it's very powerful. And Pisces is all about karmic retributions, and it's all about also lifting of the veil, with Jupiter associated with truth. Neptune is the fog. So when we have, like today, we're still in orb for the Sun and Neptune conjunction. So Sun brings more light on Neptune, which is fog. So the lifting of the veil, lifting of the fog. So there's even more truth available for everybody to see. And as we were talking, Janine and I, right before coming live, we're keeping the age of Pisces behind us because we're moving through this age of Aquarius, but we're still a little bit in it. And the age of Pisces was the age of illusion. So as we were trying to connect even more with the divine, because that's Pisces, connecting with source, we were hijacked in that attempt to connect even higher with God, source, whatever you want to call it. Through religions trying to take control of us. So that's the age of Pisces, where we were swimming in an ocean of lies, of illusions. Media is also Pisces, through the lies that we were told in order to hijack the human race and prevent them from connecting to source and get their personal power back. So as we're shifting through now the age of Aquarius, we're trying to reconnect with our divine selves, regain our personal powers, but that's mainly through seeing through the veil now, seeing through this illusion, and media is a big part of this illusion too. So, and what's funny about what I learned recently is that Russia is connected to the sign of Pisces. So I really think with all this energy in the sign of Pisces that we're going to have through April 12th, because we have this big conjunction between Neptune and Jupiter in the sign of Pisces, which is going to be amazing for spirituality. Russia is connecting to Pisces. So meaning I think Russia is going to begin this big lifting of the veil through informations of the elites coming out, of the finances, the real estate of the finances in the world. So I think Russia is going to be the key element to start this big lifting of the veil in the mainstream. I mean, because we already know what's going on, but some people still have to learn about it. It's going to be hard because I think it was last week we did a show, JC and I, and the card I got for guidance for the collective was like more compassion, less judgment as people are waking up. So I think this is going to be hard for us because we're going to be like, yeah, we told you, but you know, it's the way it is.
Yeah, very good. And the whole idea about Russia maybe lifting the veil, we're already seeing it, even though the mainstream media is 24/7 plastering the negativity on Russia and their leader. We're seeing that the reasons why they made the decisions that they made, I'm just going to watch my language here, is in fact now starting to come to light. And we had the White House just a couple of weeks ago saying, no, those things don't exist in Ukraine. To then, oh, well, maybe they exist, but there's nothing there to, well, they're there, but, you know, it's not what you think. So, you know, the narrative keeps biting them in the ass here, and reality is sticking. So what we're going to see, I believe, also in the commodities market is exactly that. The leader was saying today, too, that there'd be consequences here with respect to agriculture and the fertilizer. So that's going to exacerbate even more the problems that we have now in your supply chain. So again, guys, be self-sufficient. Go watch Janine's show also. What was the name of that channel, Janine?
Thai Life Homestead.
Thai Life Homestead. Okay, let me bring that back up also for the audience and tell them what they can find there.
Yeah, so those, so that's a couple. One of them's my niece and her fella, and they left inner city Calgary. Their whole lives they were inner city Calgary folks, and they left and they bought a homestead right at the beginning of you know, the lockdowns and everything. They were just like, we're out of here. We always wanted to do this. They neither of them had ever gardened really before, so they started a bunch of seedlings. Now the good news is my niece's fella, he's a really good builder. Like, he's a great builder. He builds houses. So he started building things out there. He built a greenhouse first off. And of course, they're going to rebuild it this year. That was just their first year greenhouse. They're going to redo it this year. But so they've only been out there a year, and they had a very successful garden. So they're going to be showing everybody. They already started the seedling videos. They're showing everybody how to do, like, see that spiral of logs? That's a kind of building a roof. And they're going to put grass and sod over it or something, and they're going to grow things on top of that and let the chickens go. They have chickens for the first time, and they're learning the hard way how to deal with chickens, getting their own eggs, doing a lot of things, canning. She's going to be showing everybody how to do canning. We're going to need to learn these things again, growing sprouts in the house, all kinds of things. They're really working towards completely being self-sufficient.
Yeah, very good. So guys, do go check that out. That is, let me read that again, the Thai Life Homestead. Hopefully we can get them on the show at some point and give them even more visibility. Jean, going back to this last chart that Julie brought up, is there anything that was sticking out to you here? We are, of course, in this orb of influence here. Is there anything on your radar right now that could suggest that maybe some things are happening maybe faster than we know? Are you looking at some of the last reports on those number boards here in the last couple of days? Where's the other data here that could kind of supplement what we're looking at?
Go ahead, Jen.
Look, I agree with everything you were saying about Pisces coming out of 2,000 years of delusion and illusion and lies. Mm-hmm. It's like the negative traits of Pisces have all been really exaggerated throughout. So what you said about that is right on the money, but go ahead.
Okay. And
I'm sorry, okay. I just wanted to add a little, I forgot to say the last line I think is very interesting, because we're going to have this big awakening energy when Neptune hits Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. So Pisces is going to be very emphasized, but like the downside of Pisces is trying to check out from reality because it gets too hard. So for all the people that are going to be confronted with this harsh reality, maybe some people are going to choose the like escaping reality more. So through addictions, through TV, through all sorts of addictions. It could be consumption, relationships, it could be video games, it could be anything that's going to immerse you in something else, that's going to prevent you from seeing the world as it is. So that's the that's the low vibration expression of Pisces. So I think we're going to see a lot of that too.
I want to pull some cards on that. If indeed, okay, what can a card say to the people like us who are aware of our surroundings and who could see perhaps people, friends and families and loved ones doing exactly what Julie said there, dropping into maybe those old habits, patterns, how did you call them? Addictions, in order to check out? How can we best deal with them? What can the universe tell us to navigate that for them as well, so that they don't drop too far into those addictions and really start bite by bite here, taking a bite out of the apple here of the true reality we live in?
Well, that looks like it's already been happening. Probably happened all through the last 2 years, 2.5 years. Think about the one place they never really closed down. So they closed down all of these things, but they never closed down where you can buy. In Canada, you can buy pot. You could always buy pot throughout the whole thing. You could also always buy alcohol. So they never closed those stores down. So you could always buy those. Okay, so that already happened. Like, I've heard so many people that have been getting through this thing, this illness, pretendency, as you like to say, Jean-Claude. Yeah, they've been doing that already. So this is saying the good news is there's some spiritual help where there's an evolution happening, in spite of even sleepers are going to be more in touch spiritually, it looks like, intuitively. And that's come along to help the humans, right? So it's already been that delusion. I mean, people are already in that place that we were just talking about. That's the negative side of Pisces. The positive side of Pisces is finding your connection with source in a really high vibrational way. So I feel like there's going to be a little help there. There's going to be, so that's the good news, right? So surprising, more connectedness and an ability to, and maybe even your higher self will feel closer, even if you normally don't connect to it. So it'll be easier to connect. Like we've been getting that for a while, that intuitive process heightens. And so that'll actually come to our rescue to a lot of this. There's going to be that for sure, what you said, but there's also some help there. And this is a breakthrough card, more towards breaking through spiritually. And like eventually that'll be dealt with by just the amount of people breaking through in a good way. So I feel like we're coming at, we've already been in that.
You know, you're so right. You talked about pot and alcohol. People are already checking out, but checking out in the real sense of the way too. Suicides are up like big time here in Canada. The stats are through the roof. Speaking to all those starseeds watching the show, you are here paying taxes to these guys. Just so you know, wake up, wake up, wake up. Speaking of those guys,
oh my God.
I had to bring a smile to your face here. The content.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Let me bring this one here tonight. Speaking of those guys again. This guy here, this container ship now, just aground in Chesapeake Bay. I wanted to know, Janine, what's going on with this? Is this another op? Is this a part 2 to the first one? What can we glean from this one?
So another one runs aground. I didn't even hear about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What's going on there?
I think that was posted at 2 p.m. today, so it's relatively fresh. Or it might have been yesterday too. Did I get that right? 1:35 today. Yeah, it's today. 1:35.
Isn't that interesting? There's all these military cards around it.
Oh.
They've been keeping an eye on it for a long time. So I wonder if it's been boarded already by the White Hats. Because those two cards together could be, it's already quickly been, so they had their eye on that. There's something on there they wanted. They had their eye on it. Good guys, though, not bad guys. Yeah. So they had their eye on it. So it's going to be more, it's like a cleanup. Like they're going to clean something out of there. Something was on there, likely the thing we don't want to talk about on the show here, to do with little ones, 12 and under. But something was on there, and breaking the facade. So that's a facade card. So it's part of the bringing the truth to humans. So we're likely going to see some. Remember on the last one, we saw some pictures of some of the containers that were opened, and we saw all kinds of reports about what was coming off that ship.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see some of that again.
Wow. Okay. Let me see here. I'm forgetting the PayPal tip jar. I just put the link up, and Carla sent me a new pyramid for tonight. So let me bring that up on the screen for you guys. This is a new creation, and the name of this pyramid is Aurora. Check this out. This is going to one of our PayPal tip jar donators this evening.
Hey there, this is Carla from Ascension Organize, and today I have a new design for you. Her name is Aurora. So much like Lydia, I had a dream with Aurora, exactly to what colors I had to use, what stones I had to use, and what she had to look like. But one thing I could not get was her name. I didn't know what she wanted to be named, and I asked several times, and the answer that I got consistently was Ask the Collective. So I posted a little thing on my Instagram asking for names, and I got several options, but I didn't look at them until later. So when I took Aurora out of the mold, I was actually working on another pyramid together with this one, which I'll reveal to you guys later. But I heard a screaming in my ear like, oh my God, this is Atlantis. This is supposed to be Atlantis energies. And sure enough, I looked up at the options that I received, and I received the name Aurora. So I looked up the name Aurora and what it meant. And among many meanings, one of the first searches that I got said that Aurora was related to Atlantis. So talk about synchronicities. So she is made of brass metals and seashells with white milky quartz. So white milky quartz has kind of the same properties as white quartz. It is known as a master healer, great for balancing body, mind, or spirituality and physical. I also looked into the properties of seashell, and I found that seashell is actually very powerful, and it holds a lot of the energies of the ocean. Also reminds me of mother of pearl for some reason because of the colors that I used. So I'll give you a quick turn around so you can see her. And there she is. I hope you like her, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.
Wow. Thank you so much. Carla, if you guys want to put your hands on one of those amazing creations, you can use BeyondMystic as the coupon code, and you can find them at ascensionorganites.com. What do you think of Aurora? Julie, Janine?
Literally looks like a wedding. A wedding. Like if somebody was getting married, I'd want to get them that.
I think she looks like a goddess, like
Yeah.
a Atlantis goddess. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. Okay. Ocean Odell says, yes, she's so creative. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Carla, for all of those amazing gifts for the PayPal tip jar donators. Really appreciate that. You guys make it possible for us to be out here doing all of these shows. Okay, Julie, you have another slide. Do you want to bring up another slide with an alignment, or do you want me to take another news item from the list?
I just wanted to talk quickly about the full moon that we're going to have. I don't have any slides, but I can talk to you about the full moon that we're going to have on Friday.
Ooh.
So, it made sense also we were talking previously with all the energy in the sign of Pisces, because this full moon is going to highlight the Virgo Pisces axis. So the moon is going to be at 27 degrees of Virgo, and the sun is going to be exactly opposite at 27 degrees of Pisces. So it's going to highlight what we call the healing axis. So Virgo is the physical health sign, and Pisces is more of the mental health, spiritual health, the healing. So it's both connected to healing, but with Virgos more through the physical body. So I think we might have some news around people around us, or with our own health issues, or maybe more healing around us. So let's hope it's more healing than health issues. But it could be both, because actually the healing axis. But it's in a good aspect with the planet Pluto. It's doing a sextile to Pluto. So everybody that's willing to transform themselves, because Pluto talks about deep transformation. So everybody that's open to transform, and also psychologically, is going to be very helped by this full moon. So I think this is going to be a great energy for that. And also during this full moon, we have a harder aspect. We have Venus and Mars that's going to square the planet Uranus. So, and just before we were talking about friendships being dissolved with everything that's going on in the past years. So this is interesting because Mars and Venus are going to be in the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign of friendships. squaring Uranus, which is the planet of friendships. And also Uranus can talk about divorce or breakups. So it could be on the lower spectrum expression of this square. It could be friends that dissolve, friendships dissolving, also relationship, but it's all relationships that are not meant to go on. So if something is already cracked, it's just going to end it, I think. But other than this aspect, this full moon, I think, is a great time for healing and for transforming. So if you're open to that, I think it's going to be a great energy. And also, if you have your birth chart, you can look up this 27 degree of the sign of Virgo. So you're going to know in what house it falls for you. And a full moon is always a really good time to let go of something. So let go of a bad habit in the sign of Virgo, let go of a restriction, of a limiting belief, because it's also connecting to health, mental health with the sign of Pisces. So letting go what no longer serves you is going to be a really good energy for this full moon.
So friends departing that no longer serve you. Janine. Crazy energies coming up with the moon here. Anything you want to pull on the cards for this full moon? Maybe things people need to know on how to navigate these energies? What would you say?
Yeah. And I also think full moons are really good to call things to you, because it's like the tide comes in really high on a full moon, right? So it's up the highest it is. So it's all this energy rushing in. So I like to think of an ocean tide coming in, and I pull in what I want. Right. And when it's a full moon, I send out what I don't want. But that's just another way to think about it, right?
Right.
I get either way, and lots of people do it either way, right? They either let go on the new moon or the full moon. And like, so it's everybody's ritual. But it's an interesting with the tide thing, just to imagine the tide coming in and all what you pull it to you.
And it's also very emotional with all this water of the tide. So it's very emotional on the full moons. And some people feel it more than others.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure bartenders and waitresses and people that work in service industry, they know all about and also like industries like, I guess, nurses see that a lot. And, you get a rush on things emotionally and lots of drama.
Yeah, I have a friend that's a firefighter, and he says every time there's a full moon, they have lots of calls during the night. It's always very emotional. Yeah.
I had a neighbor who was a cop for many years, and they kept saying every full moon, all the crazies come out. It's just, it never fails. That and weird electrical things happen to cars, like boosting companies, like tow truck companies. They're more busy on a full moon for some reason. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Be really cautious of overuse of drugs and alcohol on this particular full moon, because the desire to celebrate and overindulge. I mean, because everybody's been kind of not getting out there. I've definitely felt like every single day I go and do something now, every day, right? And for a long time, all through the winter, really, and fall and winter, I was literally a homebody. But it's not like that the last few days, right? And leading up to this full moon, there could be temptation to really do that Pisces overindulging kind of thing. And I'm be careful, be a little bit careful, because there could be a lot of ways to leave the earth plane on those kind of moons. You know what I mean? Like you could just slip out of here.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that, because also Pisces can be related to alcohol. So alcohol overuse. And during a full moon, the sun is opposite the moon. So we got to find a balance. And the moon is in Virgo, which is more healthy, tries to control, try to have a healthy kind of fun.
Yeah, wow. Exactly. Yeah. And we've got this 3 of Pentacles, and maybe even put some of that energy to something productive. I know that sounds boring, but you could probably get a lot done if you utilize the Virgo and go a little away from the desire to overindulge in, like sort of taking your mind off things, kind of stuff that Pisces likes to do. They like to just float. Okay. So there's a danger of floating right out of here. So just be careful and maybe get grounded. These are more grounded cards. Get a little grounded here, doing something physical, literal, and maybe even creative. Put it, but into something, a practical creativity, like where you physically have to do something. So painting a room even, or painting a piece you've been working on, or doing finishing that sewing project you had. You know what I mean? Redesigning something you were trying to recreate, or creative productivity is what I get.
And for the divine feminine counterparts in our audience tonight, please think about connecting to your sacred waters during the full moon as well. You were talking about the tide, Janine. It does make a difference, and they do talk about this in a lot of the Taoist teachings. Okay, let's get into the PayPal tip jar. Phoebe, thank you so much. Thank you all three. What did your card say about the truther who put out a video today? I think it was yesterday or the day before. I saw it on Saturday, where the FBI and Secret Surgeon in letter agencies showed up at his door telling him that he and other patriots would soon be receiving instructions, quote unquote. So Cliff listened to that too, and by the time he was done, he's like, not sure about that one. He told me that yesterday in the chat. I also listened to the video. I was like, I don't know. Might be true, generally speaking. I'm not sure this person was selling it properly. What do you have anything to say? Did you see the video first, Janine, before you
I saw the video. I shared it all over the place because I thought it was pretty cool. But I haven't read on it, and I was going to do. In fact, it'll be one of the questions I do for Tarot by Janine. But let's sneak preview.
Okay, let's sneak preview what's going to be on Tarot by Janine tomorrow.
This will be the first time I touched cards to it, because I've been sitting with it. So I get what you guys are saying. It's a little far-fetched. I have no idea who that guy is. He's got a big following of U.S. truther types, right? But so let's have a look, because let's just go in there and just have a look. Was there truth to it? Like, who were those guys? Were they good? Are they just setting them up? What's going on?
Right. Okay.
Of course, we want it to be true. At least I did.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't mean it is, but I wanted it to.
Yeah. No, it could very well, in fact, be true, but the way it's been presented to me has a weird frequency to it. Because it would make sense that the SOC or the Self-Organizing Collective or the White Hats would reach out at some point when the war is out in the open. And we are now in the open war fair portion of this. So.
Okay, I get why it didn't ring true. It's because he was withholding the real reason they were talking to him. So they made a deal with him. He's got a deal with them, and he probably had to sign a non-disclosure. So he's withholding the most important part, which is what you're picking up on. But he was telling the truth. So they made deals with him, and now he's part of the SOC somehow, or he's doing something for them. So they made a deal with him. They look like good. They're good. So they are somehow connected to what we're going to call the Alliance or the SOC, or so many words you could use. So they are good. So he's made a deal with them, and it looks like they're preparing some kind of action that's going to bring justice.
Okay.
So they've roped that guy in, and he did say there was lots of people on the list. So they in fact, he's insinuated in his mind there might have been 20 on that list. So if there's 20, and it maybe all in the U.S., because I haven't heard anybody else except U.S.ers. I think somebody even said Carrie Cassidy was on the list, but I don't know if I didn't hear him say that out his mouth. I watched a longer version of the video. I watched him do another video on it.
I believe he did say that he had to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. So it would make sense that he made a video and he left out an important part, of course.
He left out like the biggest part. So that's why it sounded weird. It was like, because he had to slice it up into what he could say. Yeah.
I think we should leave it there. Do you want to? Yeah. There's more to that, but it might not be for the highest good to get more details at this point, I think. Okay. Amy, the next question. Amy Welcher. Multiple times now, I've awoken to different voices in the middle of the night. Who are these voices? Thank you for all you do, Amy. Who's talking to Amy in the night? Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hold on just a sec, Janine. Hold on just a sec. Somebody was asking, JC, did you post a video? So they're just coming in now. No, we didn't post a Cliff High video. Cliff didn't have internet access Friday and Saturday as we were trying to record this. So for now, it's postponed indefinitely. And I know a lot of people are emailing me about this to let me know that the YouTube or the Rumble video is not working. I know we haven't recorded it yet. So thank you. Okay, Janine, back to Amy. Who's talking to her?
So I don't know Amy's history, but something happened to somebody she either knows from her childhood or was a part of her childhood, like a sibling or a friend from childhood. Okay, so is trying to get a hold of her, and foul play was involved in their leaving the earth plane. This is in the past. That was in the past. And the foul play directly relates to that a person, possibly father figure or someone of a father figure age. So an uncle, father, somebody was maybe responsible for the deed of foul play. Foul play happened and they left the earth plane. And it's so they're trying to get a hold of Amy. Is that her name? Amy?
Yep.
To tell her what happened to them. So a secret's been buried, and they're just looking. So she must be a good antenna, and they're trying to relay the message. Now, sometimes it can be a little bit much. If she doesn't feel comfortable, she doesn't have to agree to that. If she feels comfortable, she might want to just put it out there that she's willing to hear, and she'll write the story down or find a way they can both agree in a comfortable way that she can hear whatever it is they're trying to tell her, but they're trying to reach out from the other side, an unresolved soul.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That deserves a full reading, Amy. That's fascinating. Okay. Julie, are you getting anything intuitively for Amy? You want to add anything, or should I move on?
No. I was very concentrated on what Jenny was saying.
I know, me too. It's like, whoa, that's a deep one. Okay. Let me see if I can pick up a Discord Insider Access Pass question from Deborah. JC, Penny Kelly says the thingy, the product, may disconnect people from spirit. And we've heard this quite a few times, that in fact, this was originally the goal in the transhumanist agenda, was to disconnect us from source, from spirit, whatever you want, so that we can go into this AI type of future that those guys wanted. I believe there's truth to that. Now, to what extent that actually works, we are in fact angelic beings, and trying to get us to disconnect is a very hard thing to do, as the bad people around the planet are realizing this year for sure. But let's talk about it generally speaking. Is there anything we can do to people who might have had the product? How can we help them? What can a card say to how we can help them to maybe reconnect or to not lose that connection? That makes any sense. I'm trying to translate it as I go.
Okay. I'm getting that whatever they did, it might work for a little while or disrupt things for a little while, but it's short-lived. Like, you might fight yourself for a while, fight your intuitive knowing, fight your common sense. We've seen a lot of that. These are people that already were programmed from school and just growing up in, the way the world is. They've already been pre-programmed to fight instincts, intuition. Think about it, right? And all of us intuitive people, we weren't always the ones getting straight A's in school, right? Because we weren't listening. We were like, this is not making sense to me, right? I don't know about that history, So anyways, so that it does do that for a short while, but then it switches you back. Like, you can switch yourself back on, especially if you make a conscious effort. You can turn it around. This card turns it around. You can make a choice to turn it around. But you have to choose for yourself that you're going to do that. You have to be aware enough to realize, okay, this is what's been done to me, and I choose to come back to myself. So if you come back, and it'll take time, but you can heal that. You can heal that up.
We're way stronger than we know. And they know this, of course, and they try to program us as the weaklings and, the useless eaters and all that. But we're way stronger. I agree with you, Janine.
It seems like it's even more like a mind control thing than a physical thing that we have to break, that they have to break free from.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mind control, like free your mind.
Very good. Okay, what is next? Julie. Oh, let me see if I can bring this up. You and I did an unboxing show on Friday because we didn't do the show with Cliff High. We were all dressed up and nowhere to go, so we did this unboxing show. And during the show, Janine, just so you know, I'm getting a box full of stuff for you. I keep adding to it because people send it to me. So let us know soon if you're going to have a PO box or not. Okay, so for next time. But anyways, I'll ship that to you.
Okay. I'll tell
Julie,
you what, I'll have it by Wednesday show. I'll give everybody the PO. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So PO box Wednesday night, guys. So if you were going to mail something for me, just hold off 2 more days and you can email it or mail it directly to Janine. Julie, we announced this also on Friday. This is the new BeyondMystic bar. The draft design that we're working on now. Explain to the audience how we came up with this and how you're so amazing in your graphic designer talents.
Well, thank you. This is very exciting. We did a very spontaneous launch. I did not expect this at all. JC is always so spontaneous, right, Janine?
Yeah. He's an Aries. Hello.
Oh yeah, we see the Aries.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to have like a nice hangout, chill conversation, and it ended up being a logo reveal and a silver bar reveal.
Right.
So we decided to enhance this manifestation tool that is the silver bar. So on one side, we decided to put the new BeyondMystic logo that's being revamped, and on the other side, we were thinking about putting the star card, the tarot star card. And it's not going to be black and white. This is just the vector file illustration. It's going to be like a relief in the silver. So it's going to be texture. So we thought about the star card because it talks about, it's connected to the age of Aquarius where we're going. So it's more abundance for everybody. So silver is connected to this type of more abundance for everybody too. And also space technology. Silver is connected to space technology. The star card is connected to our star families, connecting to our star families. And also it's connected to our soul evolution. And there's 7 little stars in the background, which connects to the 7 chakras. So how do we say that? Like doing this Kundalini awakening helps us do this transition to 5D. And also the 7 stars is connected to the Pleiades. And also the number 17 says a lot too about
hold on, bad words.
Is it a bad word? 17? Oh, okay. Well, anyways, there's so much meaning behind this card. So we thought it was going to be such a good manifestation tool to put on the silver bar. So when you hold it, you have it. It has so much more manifestation power for abundance, for connecting to ourselves, to our star families. And this one is not going to have the queen on the other side. So it's going to be a lot better with the BeyondMystic logo. So I think this is going to be a great product.
Janine, what do you think of the first design there?
Love it. And all of those, I love the star card, but just bringing it all together and all of those reasons, what Julie mentioned, wonderful. Just, wow, what a great keepsake.
I can't wait to make them. Of course, we were supposed to do these last fall, and the machine that they used for this was stuck on one of those container ships for months. So Andy at Miles Franklin, he's the one producing these. These are going to be 999 fine silver. We're working on the die cast itself now. They're having issue doing the double side, but I said, guys, I really want both sides on this bar, so I'll keep you posted as to how they can make that happen. Of course, they're brand new. This is the first strike they're going to put through the machine, so the guys are basically learning on the job here how to produce these bars, and I've given them a difficult design to start with, so hopefully that'll work out. So guys, what I wanted to do to help out Andy here too is to have an idea as to how many people wanted these bars, because this, of course, is going to be a limited run. So if you want to fill out the form here, no obligations. Just let us know if you are interested in these and perhaps what the quantity would be, just so that we have a ballpark figure so that Andy can prepare this for us. And I'll come out and do another video maybe in a week or two. This is the machine here. I'll come out and do another video here in a week or two to let you know where we are in the design. And of course, at that point, once we're ready with the bars, Andy can go and call you guys or email you guys to let you know that they're available. And then he'll organize a way for you to make those purchases when you want to. In the meantime, though, if you do want to get some silver in your own possession, you can do so here at Miles Franklin. Well, this is MF Bullion on the Canadian side. They currently have the 10-ounce silver bars on sale at $5.95 over spot. And for the American side, let me bring that one back up. And there you can see the nice pay-per-view episodes. The Astro Wu Finance and the Beyond Crypto Wu are also available now on pay-per-view. And here on the American side, the 5-ounce silver bars at $3.29 over spot, and the kilo bars at $2.69 over spot. And considering the fact that a lot of these smaller bullion dealers are sold out right now, and also given the fact that the US Mint has now just announced that they have a shortage of blanks. And so they're removing 2 of the coins here, the Morgans, and I believe there's another coin they're removing here from the 2022 lineup, again here because of shortages. So if you can get your hands on it now, please do not wait too long. Julie, we have about 5 minutes to go. Is there more alignments you wanted to talk about? Somebody was asking in the chat about my birthday. I'm not sure we want to talk about my birthday, but is there anything else in the charts that you wanted to discuss, maybe for energies coming up this week or this month here?
Yeah, for sure. Well, your birthday falls on the spring equinox, which is very important for everybody, not just for JC and BeyondMystic. So on March 20th, we have the real start of the new year in astrology. So the sun moves into the first sign of the zodiac, which is Aries. So when it does so, we're going to have a lot more vitality, a lot more energy to start new endeavors, new projects. So this is the real new year on March 20th. So we've been told that it was on January 1st, but that's a lie. That's been a lie. So if you feel like sometimes on January 1st, you're supposed to have all these intentions for the new year and you feel like not so energized, it's very normal, because it's the 10th, the Capricorn is the 10th sign of the zodiac. It's not the first one. So when the sun moves into Aries, you're going to be inspired to take action on new things. You're going to feel like this fresh new energy. So it's the spring equinox. So spring, birthing new things, birthing new ideas. Life is going to be much more revived also. It's going to be nicer out too for us. So I think I'm very excited for that. And JC, you must be too, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh, yes. And Sarah's planning a weekend getaway for me as well. So I'm looking forward to taking 2-3 days off and actually sleeping. And also manifesting the growth of this channel and where I wanted to bring it in 2022 and beyond. Of course, Julie and I talked about on Friday the fact that we are launching also this new BeyondMystic Academy, where you're going to be able to take some courses from Janine, from Julie, and from other amazing people here who are coming up on the roster. So that's going to be something of value and very fascinating to me to grow the business here in 2022. So yes, very excited.
And also, it's funny that you mentioned the school, because on that date, on the day where the sun moves into Aries, so that's the new astrological year, we have this Mercury-Jupiter alignment. So they're going to be an exact conjunction in the sign of Pisces, and that talks about education. So educating yourself about spirituality, about healing, because it's also Pisces, about esoteric, anything that is connected to your inner life, to spirituality, is going to be very favored for everybody for the whole year. So I think it's a great alignment for the start of this school.
Okay, very good. Somebody's asking me how old I'm going to be. Well, those are not questions you ask a proper gentleman on TV. What are you talking about? Real world witness, 29. Right, that's close. That's pretty. I'll just leave it at that. Janine, March 20th, the equinox. What do you have to say for the audience?
Okay, so I was laying out cards the whole time. Julie was talking about it from the astrological point of view. And I got this upside down. The world was upside down. Interesting. And then this Justice and the Two of Swords. So what I got right away was, and then a Four of Cups in the middle. So this was the line. So there's justice is being served, or it's on hold. We need it to be served, right? We're not seeing justice being served yet. It's almost like you can feel it, but it's not there yet, right? So it's upside down world. So the world's already taken a big turn, but we don't know it yet. Okay, so kind of like when the guy asked on that video we were talking about earlier, who's the president of said the United States, but he said it in a certain way that only somebody who would be a white hat might answer that properly, right? Remember that part in the video?
Yep.
Anyway, and so the guy did answer it the way they would have made them the good guys, supposedly, right? Okay, because all this stuff's going on in the background and the world's turned and things are getting really just in place, and they've been getting in place for a really long time. For justice to finally come to the earth, but it's not quite here yet. Or even if it is, we don't see it yet. It's not seen by the general population yet. We're expecting it. We're hoping, we're intending, we're visualizing, right? So it feels to me like this coming new moon is going to be, you're going to feel all of this energy on the upside, but you won't see it. You'll be in a fog. So it'll be almost like you're going to feel a little bit like crazy or delusional. You're going to be like, I know we're here, but we still look like we're here. So you're going to need to navigate that with, I think, a sense of humor. Do something, like try to do something just fun and silly and lighthearted. Okay, because this is actually coming up as the advice. So when it's the advice, you want, like, be like the magician, manifest. Oh, it's a good day to manifest too when the magician comes. In fact, you'll often see me on my front now at my front stoop, but where I would usually go out on a balcony. If I lived in a place with a balcony, now I just go out my front stoop and I literally have my arm up when I'm trying to manifest something. And then I'm pulling this energy from the left, which would be so I guess that's my left. Is that my left?
Yeah.
My left, and then my right hand's out just like him. Okay, so he's got his wand in his left, so he's pulling this energy magically and then creating it physically on the earth plane. Okay, we all might need to do that. Create a magical day for ourselves and just make it up as we go. Make something happen. He makes things happen because we won't see what we want yet. We're really close. The whole world's turned in the background. We just don't see it yet. So we're going to have to fake it till we make it that day. Or we'll get frustrated.
So do something fun and whimsical.
Yeah, and or make some magic. Yeah, just create magic in your life anyway. Even though you're not seeing it yet, make it a magical day anyway.
Yeah. Well, I plan to. Thank you so much. I love it, Janine. And thank you so much, everyone in the chat, for the well wishes and the birthday wishes. Thank you so much. Julie, you were saying?
Sorry. I wanted to say the magician is the master manifester. So it's a good day, even though, as you were saying, Janine, even though you cannot see the results yet, to plant a new seed, to start something, to manifest something else. So I think this is going to be a powerful time, the equinox.
Wow. Guys, I think we should leave it there. What do you think?
I forgot one thing. No. I promised the girls. They're probably sitting there going, Janine. I promised the girls I'd ask this one question. Can I do it?
Oh, yes. Is there going to be another lockdown?
Yeah. So a lot of people are asking me, and some really dear, kind, and good people asked me specifically to ask this tonight. So they're worried that the lockdowns they're just fooling us, and they're going to do that yo-yo thing, even though it looks like the lockdowns all got taken down all over the world. Are they going to yo-yo and bring it back to lockdown, like in the coming days, weeks, months?
Okay.
Yeah. So I got to ask, because, oh my goodness, I'll be in so much trouble.
All right, guys, we're in PayPal tip jar overtime. So one last question. And of course, here in Canada too, all the provinces are saying, hey, we have the numbers. We're removing all the restrictions. Everybody but Ottawa. What the hell's going on? What does Mr. T here, Canadian Mr. T, no, we don't know. Is he planning, like his buddies at the WEF, for another world lockdown? Janine, what do the cards have to say?
We're looking. Well, good news. Okay, it looks like they're gone forever. Okay, so we're walked away from them. We got the Three of Pentacles. Things are in place so that these don't ever come back. So we've got the Four of Wands. This looks like we're stepping through a gateway. They might try or make noise about it, but it's not going to happen, you guys. Yeah.
Yay.
We're just too aware, too awake that narrative's not going to fly. But they did have it in the back of their mind. They wanted, like, they being the bad guys, or even if it's the good guys trying to wake people up. But nobody's going to even try it again, it looks like. It doesn't look like it would fly anyway.
Wow. Well, that is good news for sure. Okay. Julie, last updates here. You added a new product to the website here for the consultations. Can you explain that to the audience here, what this new booking session is for?
Yeah, so Sophie was booked for, I think, till the end of April. So we created a new product if you want to have a consultation because you have a urgent question about something that's going on in your life. So we created the priority booking product, which is a 30-minute tarot, and we open more spots during the next days, weeks. So you're going to be able to have an appointment faster with Sophie if you have an urgent question.
Okay, very good. And also about the birth charts, where are you now in the production schedule? I know a lot of people are booking these online and you're creating them by hand, one by one. So what's the timeline looking like right now?
So right now I've been working really hard in the past days, so I'm almost up to date with the orders. So usually it's between a week and two, so getting there.
We're getting there. Okay. So guys, if you want to get one of those personal birth charts for yourself and also a booking with the amazing Sophie, you can use BeyondMystic as the coupon code. We'll give you another 10% off. And speaking of that birth chart, also, it will help you follow along in these Beyond Crypto Hitchhiker guides to your finances. And this one in particular, the Astro Woo here for March 2022. This one is available now on pay-per-view and also for the Insider Access Pass members. A big thank you to all of you for supporting us there. Janine, do you have an update on Sending Ravens and the availability of the products and shipping, or is that something we're not ready for yet tonight?
She's right up to date, and things are going out. She got enough product. She waited a really long time, but she was smart. She ordered enough. Hopefully will go well into the year.
Okay, so back in business.
Yep.
Back in business. Okay,
yep.
SendingRavens.com, guys, if you want to get some of these amazing creations, and you can support Janine as well by doing so there at SendingRavens.com. So please do remember to like, share, and subscribe here on Tarot by Janine, and also here on Sending Ravens. And Sending Ravens, Janine, we have a target to meet. What's that target, and what's the date?
100,000. By it's at 90 something now, but I want 100,000 by May 1st again.
Ooh, we could do that. Remember we did that for your birthday and we hit the target? Yeah. Very good. Okay, so Sending Ravens, guys, let me bring that link down in the chat. Make it easy for you guys. Just click on the link and go and subscribe. You can do it. You know you want to. Come on. And of course, please, last but not least, come and subscribe here to Beyond Mystic 3. I think about 69,000 now. Let me refresh that. Hey, there you go. 69,000. We're getting there too. I can do 100 by March 20th. I think that would be asking too much. I'll take
let's manifest. Let's manifest that.
Let's manifest.
All of you.
Let's do it. Okay.
I'd
be happy with 70,000. I love 7. The 777s for my birthday would be great too. All right. I love you guys. This was another episode of Tarot Readings by Janine with the wonderful Janine and Julie from Maison Jupiter. Have a great evening, guys, and we'll see you back on Wednesday night with Janine. And we'll see you again tomorrow night also, I believe, with a French episode of Odyssey Galactique with Julie. And last but not least, Sophie will be back on the show. Let me see here. I believe on Thursday night. Yes, on Thursday night with the Divine and Feminine Oracles show. So if you want to have a mix of tarot and astrology together, that show is for you. 8 o'clock Eastern on Thursday night. And of course, on the 22nd, Penny Kelly is coming back also for the latest look-see. And we're going to take a look at all of these things surrounding that gentleman who was talking about the NDA and how the Patriots are perhaps going to be included in some of the new movements here as we are into this open warfare. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude BeyondMystic. I love you guys, and au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.